Glenn's Hot Rod Garage. Sorry it's been a minute. We're going through some transitional periods here, but today we're gonna make our second attempt at Detroit Hood TV's Pour Your Own Puddle. There's a couple things I gotta do to the cutlass before we get ready to go, so come along. So, in typical Glenn's Hot Rod Garage fashion, we gotta leave for the track in an hour and a half, and there's still work to do. Previously stated, I was installing these UMI lower control arm relocation brackets. They go like this, actually. And with my new wheels, I had to order these shock bolts from Speedway Motors. What they do is go through the shock. They provide you more clearance. If you take a look, you'll see that the shock nut is really close to the wheel. I have a spacer in there, and I want to get rid of that. So we're going to use these shock bolts. So I'm going to get back with it and try to figure out how to change these out without making too much trouble, and we'll get back to you in a little bit. Well, it's the next day, and for various reasons we didn't get to go to pyop yesterday. So let's go over these suspension mods, and we'll talk about why we didn't make it. First, here's the shock. I think I said in the last clip that it was too close to the inside of the wheel. Well, it has a spacer here that's probably 3/4 of an inch in diameter. The first thing I did was put these two washers. This is the correct location here to move the shock closer to get it away from the wheel, because the new shock bolt didn't clear the wheel either. I tried to clock it different ways and it just wasn't working. So from the factory there's another hole up here, and we drilled it out and moved it up, and we're able to use a new shock bolt through there. The only thing about that is it takes a good bit of your shock travel out of here. So we got maybe 3 inches of shock travel in the back. What I'm going to do is make a plate that goes through this bolt and move the mounting location right here, and then pull the shock back down so we got wheel clearance and we maintain the factory shock geometry, which should work. The second issue I was having was installing these relocation brackets. Installing the bracket wasn't too horribly bad, but messing with the control arms with the sway bar on it and all that stuff prevented me from getting that done in a timely fashion. And to top it all off, I ran out of welding wire when I was a third of the way done welding these, so that pretty much ended our chances of going to the track yesterday. So I got some wire in the welder and I finished welding these up. Not the best job in the world, but I'll keep a good eye on it. If it starts acting up, I'll just order a tin soldier's run and call it a day. Maybe TRZ if I don't have a lot of money, or Quick Chassis. Whoever wants to sponsor me, I'll put their shit in my car stuff. Sorry. Bleep. So we got the set at the middle setting. As you can see, this lowers the rear, which brings the instant center back in the car. Now it's still on the jack. I need to let it down and tighten these bolts. You want the suspension to be loaded when you tighten these. So we're gonna let this down, tighten these bolts up, take it for a test ride with the radials on it. I think we're gonna go somewhere down in Mexico to the Spanish test track and make a couple launch videos on the Cooper Cobras. So stay tuned for that.